What is going on, guys? Or should I say, good morning? I'm really excited for today's vlog. So, a lot of people ask me about my morning routine and how I get up at 5 a.m. every day. So, I am going to happily take you through this. Right now, as you can see, it is currently 4:49 in the morning. So, I know I'm not up exactly at 5 o'clock in the morning right now. Although, I guess what I'm trying to show you guys is a little bit of a flight period I've created here for myself just so I can prepare this video. So right now I'm just gonna have a glass of water just to get myself a little hydrated here. This is also a morning ritual I do. Have about a liter of water right as I roll out of bed every morning. As you've probably noticed too, my surroundings have sort of changed a little bit. I'm not living at my actual house with my dad and my brother at the moment. I'm living actually at my grandparents' house just because I'm trying to social distance a little bit more from my dad now that I'm back from work because he's considered high risk. So we just thought it was kind of best that with me going back to work and him going back to work, it kind of just I guess sort of reduces the chance of spreading any infection. So yeah, I got my own house right now. Okay, so why do I get up at 5 a.m. every day? It's not so much the sake of just getting up at 5 a.m. It's more what I do within that time. So I know I start work usually on the average day at 8 a.m. It just gives me time to be able to kind of create a morning routine for myself where I can work on self-care and self-development. So I have to be honest, this whole 5 a.m. routine that I started back in October 2019, it all came about after I read Robin Sharma's book, The 5 a.m. Club. It's, in fact, I'm going to be running through the exact routine that he recommends in the book, which he calls the 20-20-20 formula. So the way it's going to work is I've got my grandfather clock here, my Nona's grandfather clock. I'm going to spend the first 20 minutes doing physical exercise. The second third of 20 minutes I'm going to be spending doing journaling, meditating, working on my thoughts. And then that last third from 5:40 all the way back up to 6 o'clock, I'm going to be reading. So I don't know if you've read the book. It's certainly worth reading. It's my favorite book for sure. It's sparked me into this whole routine, and it's really, honestly, in 6 months I've noticed tremendous differences with myself. In case I haven't already mentioned this too, you guys are not allowed to make fun of the way I look just because I literally rolled out of bed 10 minutes ago. I shower and eat afterwards, so I spend about a good hour just working on self-development before I actually get any food and fuel in me, aside from water. The hydration's key. Helps get the whole system going when you're hydrated. Even something so simple as journaling, I never considered doing it before I read the book. I didn't even really know what the concept was, to be honest, but taking that ritual every morning has greatly been able to help further clear out and develop my mind. And even that 20-minute block of reading a day, if you do that minimum, you'll be amazed how much books you can read in a year. I easily read I must have read somewhere between 40 and 50 books in the last 6 months, to be honest. I know that obviously I spent a lot more time reading beyond that, but it's just so beneficial that being able to have that time every single day to spend reading even just a little bit, whether it's a self-development book, other books for self-care and coaching. It's just really, it's such a beneficial craft, guys. It's such a beneficial time period. Okay, so now it is about 4:57, and so I'm going to slowly start to prepare you guys for how my physical routine is going to look. So the book recommends that you do a pretty intense physical activity at this time, and with right reason, because the way it works is you want to boost up your adrenaline, basically. So if you have a preferred activity where your adrenaline would kind of boost up more and more, whether it's going for like a long sprint or doing like skip rope, that's cool. You guys can totally do that. So I have to be a little bit honest here. I go off the script on this one just a little bit, and that's nothing against Robin Sharma's suggestions. I think the going hard for 20 minutes as soon as you roll out of bed is really cool. I think that's an absolutely awesome concept. But since I already work out intensely 5 days a week at the workplace I work at, I don't really want to go the further step for further volume. So what I do with the time instead is I use it to stretch, roll out, and I'll kind of show you a little bit of how that looks. Even doing something simple like stretching, I find still gets me alive and waking up in the morning, just kind of getting my blood flowing throughout my system. So at 5 o'clock, when it finally hits, I'm going to show you guys exactly how that looks. All right, let's get this going. 5 a.m. Okay. Okay, let's go for some journaling. And if I got a little bit of time after, I use it to meditate. Don't have to be picky. I mean, if you want to spend all 20 minutes journaling, you can absolutely do that. If you want to spend the whole 20 minutes meditating, you can also do that as well. The purpose of this 20-minute period from 5:20 to 5:40 is more so just to kind of spend time with yourself. So write down your thoughts, meditate, just be in stillness. That's really the whole purpose of this. So this is my notebook. I fill out about half a page each day, as you guys have probably seen in my previous YouTube videos. So I'm going to start with the dates at the top here. We're on Sunday, June 28th, 2020. Usually, if I'm in my zone with what I want to write down, this will take me about 10 minutes, and then I have a solid extra 10 minutes, which I either sit there just in stillness, absorbing the present moment, or doing some tapping, or just simply sitting there with my eyes closed, just focusing on my breath. So I'm going to go ahead and start journaling. I always start off the journal with 3 things I'm grateful for. So if there's something, if you're doing a journal entry like I am at this point in time, that's a great way I would recommend starting, is starting off with 3 things you're grateful for, then follow that with what you want to accomplish today. Don't overwhelm yourself though, but just follow yourself with little things you wish to get done. All right, here it goes. All right, so right now it is 5:40. So I'm going to move on to the reading portion of it. So I have to be honest, in the I love the whole process, but this is probably my favorite time period. It's where I feel like I've developed the most just reading the words of other people, which has helped like permanently expand my mind with new ideas. And so ironically right now I'm reading a Robin Sharma book as I'm doing a vlog on his 5 a.m. club. No, I don't only read Robin Sharma. I swear I've read many other books. In fact, this is only the second or third book I've read of his. But yeah, it's a good book if you're interested. The Greatness Guide. It's a very good book. I got it on Amazon for about $15, assuming you live in Canada. And so this time period, I actually go over the 20 minutes. One thing I haven't mentioned yet is the 5 a.m. Club. The book actually mentions you can spend longer than just 20 minutes in each period. So this one, I typically spend about 30 to 40 minutes, sometimes even 50, if it's a weekend like today. I think I'm going to go about only 20 to 30 today because there is a little surprise I want to show you guys after this. So I'm going to spend that time period from about, now it's 5:41, 5:42ish, and I'm going to go to about 6 o'clock or 6:10 and just keep reading. So I will touch base with you guys afterwards. Alright, so it's about 6:01 or 6:02. So I'm going to stop reading now because I do have a little bit of a surprise for you guys. So yeah, can't wait to show you it. I'm actually excited to see it myself. I haven't actually seen it yet. Now that it's getting a little bit sunny, hint hint, I'm going to be turning off the lights because they're not really needed as much anymore. So I will get back with you guys in about 1 or 2 minutes. So one of the tremendous benefits you get when you get up this early is a beautiful sunrise. So don't underrate this. This is mentioned in the 5 a.m. Club about how the watching a sunrise and witnessing it is like such a beautiful thing to witness. It's so soothing for the soul, guys. I promise that. Every time I see the sun come up in the summer on a sunny day, it just delights me with joy. So I'm going to get closer to it and I'll show you exactly what I mean. This is actually my first time trying this. I thought of the idea when I was coming up with the idea of making this vlog. In all the years my Nona lived here, I hadn't actually been here at 5, 6 in the morning before, but this is absolutely incredible. I just wish I brought some sunglasses next time. For those of you wondering, that is Lake Ontario. It's just I'm in a community called Port Credit in Mississauga, which is a suburb to Toronto. Okay, I'm going to make my way back. I haven't actually eaten yet because I wanted to see that. I spent a good 5-10 minutes there, so going to go back and eat and get back to work, shower. So yeah, a lot still to do. If you live up in the north like I do, the sun in the wintertime is usually not up at this time still. At like 6, it usually rises at around 7:30ish. So yeah, thank God for summer. I'm able to see the sunrise a lot earlier these days. When I first started the 5 a.m. club, winter was just around the corner, so a lot of dark early mornings, but no, watching the sunrise is extremely pleasant. All right, back at the pad. Okay, so still, like I said, quite a bit to do. So it's 6:15 right now, as you can see, 6:15. So right now I'm going to eat because I am a little bit hungry. I'm gonna eat, shower, and then I'm going to have some espresso after I get out of the shower, and I'm going to get to work on uploading my next video for you guys. Gonna go right ahead and claim that I think like 99% of the year I have smoothies in the morning for breakfast. Literally Saturday through Sunday. And the 1% I don't, I'm probably in Italy. They don't, they have smoothies there, but breakfast isn't extremely important, so they usually eating like croissants or like Nutella slabbed on bread and stuff like that in the morning there, which is also a great experience in its own way, don't get me wrong. But no, smoothies are my go-to. I'd tell you what's in here, but I kind of need more vlog ideas. So maybe another video I'll show you guys what that's all about. All right, I've just finished eating. Hopefully there's no smoothie stains on my ugly mustache here, but it's the weekend. Typically after I finish my smoothie, I go and brush my teeth, and this is around when I just start heading to work. Right after the smoothie, I pack up and go. But it being the weekend, I am going to make some espresso. So now that I got this guy over here, I'm gonna turn that up to some medium heat. And I lied, so I actually have to shower still. I'm not on my way to work yet, if this was a work day. Wouldn't want to go to work looking like this. So I'm going to shower real quick. The espresso's on the stove on medium. So yeah, hopefully I can beat it. It's just occurred to me that I had the espresso on the wrong burner. I'm still learning how to use that stove, to be honest. It's new place, so yeah, espresso coming soon. All right, so while the espresso is still brewing, I thought I'd use this opportunity to go into further detail about the 5 a.m. club that I necessarily haven't yet. So I remember when I first started the 5 a.m. club around the time of November, I remember vividly one of my friends saying like, well, like all that journaling and all of the the reading and stuff like that, just why don't you wake up at 9 a.m. and do it? Well, first off, it's a lot of it has to do with the solitude part of it. If you can wake up at 9 a.m. and do it, but let's be honest, how many of you are going to wake up at like 9, 10 in the morning uh, and start to journal? The chances are you're gonna wake up at that time, and then like you're gonna get caught in a conversation with your other family members that are awake at that time, uh, and you're gonna probably get side distracted, and start going off to do something else. So there's that argument. It's the whole purpose of that self-reflection time, that whole hour from 5 to 6 o'clock, using the 20-20-20 formula, is being in solitude, just doing it by yourself with no distractions, no ESPN or TSN Sports Center blaring at 10 in the morning while you're trying to read a book. So even in my case right now, look at the time. It's 7:10, just a little bit after 7:10, and I know I've spent like a few minutes with like just kind of going around waiting for my espresso. I showered, I shaved, but look how much we did together in this vlog from 4:45 onwards. We did a lot of stretching. We've journaled, we've meditated for a little bit, sat in stillness. We read. We saw a beautiful sunrise over at the lake. We've eaten a smoothie, and we're about to sip on some espresso. And I'm sitting down now, about to get into some work for some of my YouTube stuff. And so, how many people? It's at 7:10, like I said. How many people do you think are still sleeping, that are in their 20s, between their 20s and 30s? Even between their 30s and 40s, like even in general, just people are still sleeping at this time, right? Like they don't really realize, I guess, the benefits of just getting a head start to your day. The other thing that's amazing about the 5 a.m. club is how much it builds your willpower. And once you have that, like a solid foundation on that, you will notice a tremendous increase in your confidence. I can outright say that. Like I notice a huge difference in my willpower and my confidence after starting the 5 a.m. club. Just even just doing the daily rituals of the reading, the journaling, the simple act of forcing yourself out of bed every day between 4:45 and 5 o'clock in the morning really, really does help develop your willpower, forcing you to get a head start on that. And it also actually makes my sleep better. I'm in bed usually between 8 and 9 o'clock, and I get a full night's sleep, and I feel so refreshed the next morning. And just having that routine of going to bed the exact same time every day and waking up the exact same time every day really helps kind of make it more, I guess, like, yeah, it makes it more of a good routine. Do I do the 5 a.m. club on weekends? Yes. In fact, I vividly remember reading this in the book, because that was one of my questions right off the bat. I was like, okay, I'm going to do this on weekdays, but do I do it on weekends? And I remember the character in the book, his name's Riley Stone. He's the billionaire kind of character in the book who has all the wisdom on the 5 a.m. club. His exact quote, I'm pretty sure, was, doing things part-time is going to get you part-time results. So in other words, you can do it Monday to Friday, but if you don't do it on the weekends, you're getting part-time results. So I don't know if I'm quoting that very well, but honestly, getting up at 5 a.m. on a weekend is very, very awesome. It's like, look how much we did on a Sunday morning already, right? Like that sunrise, not many people are going to be able to witness that. I walked into one person on that hike over to the lake. One person who is going for a morning run. Everyone else is sleeping, and that pier is usually packed on an average afternoon. Okay, I gotta answer this. So, for those of you who are a little, well, I'm not even gonna say younger. Like, for those of you who want to stay up till like 1, 2 in the morning and go to the bars with your friends, do you still have to get up at 5 a.m.? The answer is yeah. um, I I I've got to be honest. I think there's been 3 days that I slept in. One of them was New Year's. Another one was the day after a party that my buddy threw for his birthday. And the third one might have been something similar. But um, in general, I really try to get up at 5 a.m. just because you can always fit in time for a nap. Like even last night, I was up till about 11 o'clock. Like it was a Saturday. I don't really recommend doing that. In fact, one of my goals now is to make sure I ensure and get that proper 8 hours sleep. Generally, I know I said I'm in bed between 8 and 9 o'clock, but sometimes on weekends I'm not perfect. I do slip and like I do go to bed at like 11 or 12 o'clock, but I still make sure I am up at 5. And if I need to nap later on in the day, I will. So, for example, I was up last night until 11 p.m. Like I said, I had a friend over and we were having some tiramisu that I made, and so I I was also up late last watching a movie after he left. But I'm going to take a nap at some point today, whether it's after doing my laundry, after my grocery shopping. I'll take like a little 1 2 hour nap before I go to bed at 8 o'clock, so I'm ready for work tomorrow morning. Um, so yeah, it's not necessarily like oh, you're sacrificing sleep kind of thing. It's just more get to obviously make it a priority to get to bed on time. Like if you need 8 hours of sleep, then get to bed at like 8 9 o'clock like I do. I can't. I usually need 8 hours of sleep to function. Right now I'm kind of okay, surprisingly, but um always, yeah, just always make sure that you're allotting time for sleep. The book also recommends doing it with a friend. It absolutely would help. I started this whole 5 a.m. routine completely solo. I have sold a few friends on it since. I do have some buddies who have hopped on it, and they don't necessarily do it every day, but I know like when I do actually go and turn on my phone at like 6 7 in the morning, I do see texts from them saying like, yeah, I was up at like 5:30 5 a.m. today. It feels so amazing to start the day like this, and I can totally relate to that. So um, yeah, it definitely helps to have someone do it with you. But if you have to do it alone, then again, that's just kind of testing your willpower further. You can do it alone. I did it alone for a long time. It's really not that bad. And the book recommends a 66-day period to build it into a habit. So I can't remember at the top of my head the exact steps how they divide it, but it's kind of like similar where Robin Sharma kind of divides it into thirds, where the first 22 days, I think he calls it a destruction period. Don't quote me on that. I think it's called the destruction period, what he calls it, but that's the hardest 22 days of the whole process for sure. And absolutely, the first day you get up at 5 a.m., if it's not already into your routine, it's it is a battle, let me tell you. So what I actually did is after I finished reading the book, which was like on a Tuesday, I started the 5 a.m. club routine on a Saturday to make sure I didn't have to go to work feeling like a zombie when I got up at 5 a.m. So I highly recommend that if you do want to get into it, start it on a weekend, start it on a day when you've booked like a staycation or something. It really that really would help the whole process for sure. And then obviously as you do it more, you just get more accustomed to it. Like I've been on it now for, shoot, I think I've been saying 6 months here. I think it's more closer to 8, because I started in October 2019 and we're now in June. So yeah, can't really do the math, guys. I'm not very good at that. But it's been, Yeah, like it's almost automatic to me. Like even on 5 hours of sleep last night, the alarm went off at 4:30 so I could get this video prepped for you guys, and I was like, yeah, you know what? Like, don't hit the snooze button, just get up. And uh obviously I'm probably looking more alive now than I did 2 hours ago, but um yeah, it's really, honestly, you get used to it so quickly. It's all just about building it into a routine. From habit to routine, that's all you got to do. It's really worth it. Do you have to wake up at 5 a.m.? No, you don't. Obviously, like if you start work at 6, like if you are already an early riser and you have to start work at 6, then yeah, like get up just like a little bit earlier. The point in it is to make time for yourself in the morning. Making Getting up an hour earlier, even like I used to stroll out of bed at 6:30 and just kind of make my way to work with that like little time, with just like the exact amount of time I needed to get to work. So getting up that hour and a half earlier definitely has made a difference for me, just doing all that self-reflecting and stuff. So, and obviously on weekends it pays huge dividends as well. So I think I've answered all the questions, or at least the ones at the top of my head, but I'm going to conclude the video there. I don't want to obviously take you guys around with me all day, because this is going to turn out to be like an 8-hour vlog. But I do hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I really thank you for watching this, guys. It really means a lot to me when you tune into my YouTube channel and subscribe to my stuff. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to please just comment them below. I'll obviously reply and let you know my opinion, or like my experiences with the whole 5 a.m. club. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. Huge thank you goes out to Robin Sharma for introducing me to this whole concept. It's honestly 8 months in, it's I could really feel a difference within my life, and so I cannot wait to see what like 5 years, 10 years has to bring. It's really, to me, like I'm getting just so excited thinking about it. So Robin, thank you so much for writing that book. It was really a huge game changer for a guy like me, and I I really love your work. I really do. Okay, guys. Again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, guys, take care. Looking forward to the next video.